All right, hi everybody, John Meadows here, and I want to thank you. We hit 200,000 subscribers, and as you all know, I haven't really had any gimmick videos or anything. We've had to really grind and crank out 4 or 5 videos a week for 2 years now. I've tried to go through all the comments, as you know, and at least acknowledge them, but I tend to read everything. So I do see the comments. I appreciate it. Every time you comment, I'm thankful that you're taking time out of your day to watch my videos. So I hope you're getting a lot of value out of them. And I appreciate the support. That being said, I want to do a supplement giveaway. As you may or may not know, I own a company called Granite Supplements. We're coming up on 3 years in business now. If you haven't checked us out, granitesupplements.com. But I want to do a giveaway. So what I'd like to do is I got 2 products here. This is for people in the US, domestic. I have one called ThermoBurn, which is our fat burner. And I have some essential amino acids. I have talked about essential aminos before and why I like those a little bit more than BCAAs. Although these do have BCAAs, it just has the other essentials as part of it. But what I want to do is I want to give away these 2 items. So in order to win, all you need to do is comment below with your Instagram handle and follow me on Instagram. That way I can verify that you're on Instagram and follow me, and I can check you out and I can follow you. So again, essential amino acids, ThermoBurn, fat burn to help you get leaner for the summer, aminos, multi-purpose. You can take it while you train, you can take it after you train, but that's it. And if you really want some bonus points, follow Granite Supplements on Instagram. Actually, let's make that part of it too. So list below your Instagram, follow Mountain Dog 1 on Instagram, and follow Granite Supplements. And that's it. Thank you. All right, hi everybody, John Meadows here, and I wanted to do an update on the supplements I'm currently taking. It sometimes changes, and it's been a good while since I've done one of these, so I grabbed all my supplements. I don't take as many as I used to. I've kind of simplified, but and I was at a seminar a few weeks ago, and somebody asked several people who own supplement companies what supplements they took from other companies. And they were very hesitant, most of them, not all of them, about answering that. I don't really care. You know what? I'm going to start with Joint Care. This is my company that I own, Granite Supplements. And this Joint Care is a combination of curcumin, which I love. I used to have a little bit of an inflammation. Well, it used to be a little high. You can tell that based on the blood work you get. It's a measure called HSCRP, high sensitivity C-reactive protein. Mine used to be kind of high, honestly, and then when I started using a lot of really good curcumin, it came down, and I almost now have no inflammation as evidenced by that measure. So I'm a big believer in 2 things that are in this product, and really this product is basically 2 things. It's curcumin and it's UC2 collagen. UC2 collagen is also really good for your joints. It's in my opinion, it's way better than glucosamine, chondroitin, all that stuff that's been around forever. I never could actually feel that stuff. I never thought it did anything. It seems to work good for dogs, but it never worked really well for me. So Joint Care, it's a combination of UC2 collagen at a clinical dose, which is 40 milligrams, curcumin as well. Really, really solid. Now, the next one, this is called Premium. It used to be called Arc Reactor back in the day. I was never really big on pre-workouts. I always just felt like when I took them, my heart would race. I remember taking pre-workouts and sitting in the squat rack 2 sets in, feeling like my heart was going to explode. I'm sure a lot of you have felt that too. Then you get used to them, then you got to double your doses. So people are like, well, I get 30 servings out of this. No, you don't. You probably get 15. But when I started my company, I said I'm going to do a pre-workout the right way, the way I want to do it, which is a lot of pump focus and a lot of cognitive focus. So not a massive wave of energy that goes away in 15 minutes. Then you feel like you want to go to sleep. So this is basically 3 products in one. It has the 6 grams of citrulline in it, which is good for blood flow and good for pump. It has a massive dose of teocrine in it, which is a dopamine agonist that makes you feel really sharp. just a moderate level of caffeine. I didn't load this up with caffeine. You can, it's dirt cheap, but I didn't like that. And some other focus ingredients. So you feel really good for 4 or 5 hours, you don't crash. That's what I wanted in terms of energy and focus. And then it has all the performance stuff in it, the creatine, the beta-alanine, all that stuff. So really 3 products in one. I don't typically take this year round. I will either take it for 4 weeks on and 4 weeks off, or I'll just take it on days I really feel like I need it, like a big leg day, for example, I might take it. So right now I'm at the 3 weeks off point. So after next week, I'll probably take it for a month straight. And the last product I saved is my favorite. It's Recovery. This is, if I only had one supplement I could take, this would be it. This is the mixture of essential amino acids and cluster dextrin. That's a really cool carbohydrate that breaks off slowly, keeps your blood sugar stable, your insulin level stable, which are all very important for recovery, for reducing muscle protein breakdown. I also put a clinical dose of Sensoril in this. Sensoril is a really potent form of ashwagandha extract. It's extracted really well. So this is what I drink during my workout. So this would be during my workout. The premium would be pre-workout. The joint care, you could really take any time. I take it in the morning when I wake up. Ubiquinol, it's made by Jarrow. Ubiquinol is it's a little on the expensive side, but I think it's a really good investment. You may have heard of CoQ10. This is the reduced form of CoQ10, which just means it's, when you take CoQ10, it has to be, we'll just say, broken down for your body to be able to use it more easy into ubiquinol. Kind of like ALA and RALA. ALA needs to be converted to RALA. But anyways, as you get older, it gets harder for your body to do that, to make that conversion to the more usable form. So instead of getting CoQ10, I now get ubiquinol. There's a number of things this does for you. The typical dose of this is 300 milligrams a day. I typically take it in the evenings. But it's good for your heart. That's probably the number one reason why I take it. It's supposed to be good for endothelial tissue, your heart. It's supposed to give your ATP, it's supposed to supply your mitochondria with energy, helping with ATP. So there's a lot of things too with this supplement. It's supposed to help your eyes, and one of my eyes I can see real well out of, the other eye not so much. So now all of a sudden I'm starting to be concerned by my eyes. So eat carrots. You could eat carrots and take these capsules. That's your eye formula. So, but the main reason why I take it though is for my heart. I do feel like this is a legit good heart healthy supplement. It's supposed to help with all kinds of stuff. Cholesterol, your mood, your cognitive function, all kinds of stuff. It's literally, if you Google it, you'll find a list of like 20 different things. So that's one of the supplements I take. I also take vitamin D3 from Life Extension. Being a pale white guy, and I have low vitamin D levels. You can get that measured. It's a 25 OHD test is what it's called when you get your blood work done. But I've experimented with a lot of different dosing, 1,000 units a day, 5,000 units, 10,000 units. These are 7,000 units, and these don't even give me that big of a lift. Sometimes I have to take 2 of these a day for like a month, and then I'll see my vitamin D levels start to go up. The number one reason why I take this is it's not really my bones. It's really for mood. A lot of people get depression and they maybe don't feel good mentally when their vitamin D levels are low. So I tend to think this is really good for people's mental state, actually. I know a lot of people don't really take it for those reasons, but I do. So I do like this brand. It's D3, not D2. And I do like to take higher doses of it. Some people are concerned, well, it's a fat-soluble vitamin, so it's going to sit in your fat and it can get toxic. I don't know of anybody who's had toxicity problems with vitamin A, D, E, or K, the fat-soluble vitamins. I think that's largely overblown. In my vitamin D levels, I'd like to see them around, the reading would be 80, 70. That would be great. Mine are really low. Sometimes they get down to 20 or 30, but when I take this, I can get up to like maybe 50 or 60. So even taking 7,000 to 14,000 units a day, it's not really getting me in the optimal range. It's just giving me a nice lift. So that's another supplement I like, a health supplement. And another thing here from Jarrow is krill oil. I used to take a lot of omega-3s. I went ahead and just started taking krill oil. It has taxanthin in it and phospholipids. It's really, fish oil is probably, if you were to make a case on which supplements help with health the most, fish oil is a pretty good one. The thing that always concerned me about fish oil was it is susceptible to damage, to oxidation when it's put in heat or light. So I was always a little wary about buying fish oil where the source was. I tended to use a lot of Nordic Naturals. I knew their chief science officer. I know he's a really good guy. I know he wouldn't stand behind a bad product. But I started using krill oil just because I wanted to try it maybe 6 months ago. I feel great. My joints feel great. It's one of those supplements that you're not going to take it and like feel a lot of stuff happening, but it does a lot of good things. You know, your cells, you have a cell membrane on the outside of them, and you want like the right amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want the cell membrane to be too stiff and rigid, or signals can't come in and out as well. You don't want it to be too soft either. So these actually incorporate right into your cell membrane to make it permeable. I guess the right amount of permeability, I guess, would be the word for it. You do want saturated fats. You do want other fats in your cell membrane too. It just needs to be at the right ratio. So I don't eat as much salmon as I used to. If I ate a lot of wild salmon, I wouldn't even take this. Wild salmon is loaded with omega-3s. You're in great shape. But I'm a little lazy with my salmon intake, so I go ahead and I take krill oil by Jarrow, another really solid company. I take, one of my friends owns a company called Morphogen Nutrition. This is called Morpho Prime. It has a lot of really good ingredients in it at clinical doses. The reason why I take it is more or less the berberine and ALA, alpha lipoic acid, as a glucose disposal agent, just to help get sugar out of your blood and into your cells, which is a very good thing. When you have constantly high blood sugar, that's a bad thing. So this has a lot more in it. It has curcumin in it, which I'm about to get to in a second. A lot of stuff, caprose, which is good for blood flow, citrus bergamot, which is supposed to be good for HDL and LDL. But this is a really good supplement, health supplement from my buddy Ben that owns Morphogen Nutrition that I take. I get a lot of questions on protein powder. So I did want to share a protein powder I take. This is by Ambrosia. It's called Planta. It's a plant protein. Now, I have never been too enamored with plant proteins because they taste like crap. They taste like dirt. This one is primarily a pea protein, and it actually tastes really good. So I typically will take, I don't really do a lot of protein powder these days. It tends to upset my stomach. I don't know what's going on in the world of protein powder, or maybe it's just my body. It could be either. But there's a lot of products. On my Facebook group yesterday, people were talking about how they can't use certain brands now. I won't name those brands, but it's in my Mountain Dog Facebook group. They were talking about how certain brands now upset their stomach, and I have found the same thing with those brands that they mentioned. And I feel like in general, protein powder, I don't know what's going on. But what we are seeing is brands are bought by other companies, they switch manufacturers, and then all of a sudden the brand that used to work really well doesn't work so well anymore. So I'm not as trusting with protein powders. I'd rather do my own, which would, if I were to do it myself, it'd be a nice blend. It would be an egg, a beef, a milk, a whey, well, some kind of blend is what I would like to do, and that may just happen. But I do like this. I do like this product. I know Mike Rashid well. I trust Mike. He's a good dude. So I typically use this. Sometimes I'll use Metabolic Drive by Biotest. That's a casein and whey blend. It's also really good to make into pudding. The Morpho Prime, that one I'll take usually after I train with my carbs. Vitamin D3 I take with fats, fat soluble. Actually what I do in the evenings is I usually take the krill oil, the ubiquinol, and the vitamin D3. I take all those three together, and then the protein you can take anytime you want. So that's what I'm taking right now. Feel free to ask me other questions. If I was dieting, I'd probably have some more things in here, but that's just my general maintenance and health supplements that I take on a daily basis now. So that's it. Appreciate you watching. If you have any questions on supplements, just send them below and I'll get them answered, and we'll see you next time.